Yeah.
Welcome back into BBN Unfiltered, where Kentucky fans tell it like it is. Guys, we have a special show with a special guest planned today.
Absolutely.
We are here with, as always, Coach Kyle, but we also are here with my guy who I grew up playing ball with, and we called each other twin, even though you look at us, there ain't no twin, but it's an inside joke. Josh Sewell, former Trinity's all-time leading scorer, Mr. Kentucky basketball runner-up in 2010.
Should have won it.
Should have won it.
Elijah Justice was dirt.
What's up, Josh?
Yeah, he did win state, but he was dirt. That was a mountain kid getting it over a Louisville kid, point blank. I'll put it out there. That's what everybody said, not just me.
Yeah, what's going on, Josh?
How we doing? It's good to see y'all. It's been a while.
Yeah, great to see you too, Josh. Been a bit.
So for you listeners who don't know and need a little bit of a background, we all played together. Me and Josh played for Coach Kyle here for how many years?
8
or 9 years.
8 years.
And
I got to torture him for 8 years. Every
summer. We're talking like solitary confinement torture. Right? I mean, Josh, tell me if I'm wrong.
Right. Have you? Yeah.
No, it was definitely like the best coaching I had when I was growing up. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here where we are today. So.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure.
So I had a lot of fun coaching you guys. It's
too much fun.
Yeah, it's way too much. We had a lot of characters on that team, but when it came to get on the floor, man, we put our nose down and went. So maybe one other AAU team had the same type of run we did, and the only one I can think of is maybe all Ohio Red.
Maybe.
Nobody else had a run like we did.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe Columbus Jaguars, but I think it was like because there was.
I mean, didn't half of them turn into all Ohio Red?
Yeah.
Well, they merged.
Right.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, that was Sully and all those guys.
Yeah,
for sure.
So, at the end of the day, this is a podcast talking about Kentucky sports, and me and Coach have been hammering Kentucky basketball the last month and a half or so. But I wanted to spice it up a bit. I know, and some people are like, "Gosh, you guys are so negative," and we're just like, "Hey, we're just telling it like it is, right? We're telling the truth in what we see, and if nobody else will, then there needs to be a forum that does, in my opinion." So we decided, hey, we can do this. Right. So Josh did some homework for me. I texted him on Monday. I said, "Hey, I want you to come on. Tell me a little bit about what you think about Kentucky." And for those of you who don't know, Josh played, is it 4 years at Miami, Ohio, and then you played 1 year at Bellarmine. Okay. Yeah. So I had Josh do some homework, and he checked out Kentucky, and I think he watched most of the Oklahoma game. What were your thoughts? Me and Coach were at the game. We've already said our thoughts.
Yeah, I know. And as I was hearing you all's podcast, I was having PTSD from Coach Kyle, be like, they was warming up horrible. I was listening to that, and my hands were sweating. I think certainly on an upward trend. This is a time if you want to get better and course correct. The best time to play is the end of February in March, and they certainly have their hands full with their schedule for the rest of the year. Tennessee coming up and Florida, but I think if they play physical, continue to rebound a little bit better, because Tennessee is one of the better rebounding teams in the conference.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
They have a good chance, but we need to be patient with Coach. Good things take time. Good things take time.
With Coach Pope?
Hey, listen.
Yeah, we need to be patient with Coach.
Josh, you of all people know who played high school basketball in Louisville. Yeah. It's a microwave society, bro. It's either now or never.
It is.
Like,
but
there ain't no. Let's give them this time.
I think it's NIL. I think NIL it's changed the whole landscape, right? And on top of that,
it's intensified it.
Yeah, because you also have talent that's just much more dispersed. It's not as concentrated as it used to.
No.
So even the caliber of players that you're pulling from is a little different. And again, it's his second year. What's the new UK identity? It's not the same.
That's a great thing to bring up, because I've asked Austin this so many times. What is the identity of this team? Are we shooters? Are we a shooting team? Are we a good passing team? Are we that team that gets our nose dirty and gets down in the dirt and plays D, or will just go after any ball there is? We don't, from game to game, our identity switches.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we'll go
Yeah.
from a real physical type team that we've been probably the last 2 or 3 games to a soft, like the Vanderbilt game. We just played soft. Like we didn't even care. We didn't go after rebounds. I don't even know why they showed up to play that game. But if
Yeah.
they do that again this Saturday, they're going to take a butt whooping.
Dude, I told Coach, it looked like they all huddled up in the corner of the locker room and passed out some CBD gummies that may have been laced with a little something, and they all came out like,
At Vandy, they were
all right,
tripping.
guys,
They're
let's
looking up
go.
like, that dude's got a hot dog. Man, that pizza looks good.
Boy.
Yeah.
Vandy's a hard
Yeah, so
place.
like, yeah. Go ahead, Josh.
No, I was just saying Vandy's a hard place to play. You know,
Yeah.
when you think about just conference play in like the middle of February, it's tough. Like there's so many like other invisible variables that we're not talking about, like traveling and just being mentally, physically fatigued, school, and then on
Right.
top your practice and preparation is just so short. So the turnaround time gets so quick. So, these guys are relatively young, so they may not be mentally prepared to be as tough.
True. That's a very good point.
If you're like an older team, then we can expect that tough identity. But I think they're showing signs of stepping into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're definitely playing tougher. I will say that. I mean, we definitely saw that in person at the game. They're playing. I mean, Colin Chandler was ready to fight somebody. I mean, that shocked me, to be honest with you. I was like, what? And then Austin posted that stupid dance thing, but because he said Colin hit 3 threes and got in a fight. But I just don't know right now if this team, besides Oweh, because Oweh's a dog. I mean, let's just put it the way it is. The man's got 20 points. How many straight games now? 8, 9, 10?
Several.
And we haven't found that other go-to guy yet. Somebody that I know I can put the ball in their hands with, let's say, 15, 20 seconds left to go, and I know they can go score. I mean, Josh, if you think about what things we used to do is if I saw a mismatch with you, I'd bring you up top and let you have the ball and say, go to work. You know what I mean? And we just don't see that guy that.
You didn't want to give the ball to me, Coach?
Well, no.
Up top, trying to go ISO? Come on.
Did we ever do that?
No, but that ain't on me.
Josh would break him down and hit you in a corner or something. So
there
that's
you go.
No, what I'm saying is they don't have that, like BG's jumped up on this past game. That's one of the few times Malachi's done it once or twice, right? Step up in a big moment. We just haven't had that consistent guy, big guy, Mo, BG, Malachi, that can come in and give us 10 and 6 every night. Because what's happening right now is BG just had 18 and 10? What he's done in the past, and I hope he doesn't do it this year, he's come in the next game and just laid an egg and gone like an over. And this team can't afford to have that going on right now. They need that second guy to really step up. And I think Aberdeen's really taken over a great leadership role with his team, but I think he's taking on more of the point guard role now than as a scorer.
Yeah.
And I think that's where they've gotten a lot better.
Yeah, and like really successful teams, especially in the SEC, have at least 2 or 3 guys that can go get you a bucket, right? And that's what makes UK basketball so special, is that you usually have 5 people on the court at the same time who's a threat, right? And we're not necessarily seeing that, right? So the brand of basketball really isn't there yet, but I think they have the ingredients, though. You
do.
Yeah, I think it's there. I think it's there. Will it happen this year, realistically? I think these next 2 or 3 games will say a lot.
Yeah.
They win this year, they'll get a lot of momentum.
Yep.
I think that'll be a lot of good momentum going into March and the tournament or everything.
Yep.
To your point, if he shits a brick, can we curse? I don't know.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, you can.
You know the coach is on this show, right?
We just try to keep it as tame as possible. And I got to text Coach before every show. Hey, just reminder. Well,
Dude,
Keep it PG-13 plus, Sue.
I dropped an F-bomb and tried to hide under my desk because as soon as I said it, I realized it. I just dove.
Dude, I listened to that on replay that night like 25 times and just died laughing.
But
Go
yeah,
ahead, Josh, if you're
with the Cats, Josh, I think you're right because we've got the toughest stretch of games coming up in the entire country right now. And Austin had talked before, we had said if we went against Vanderbilt, Arkansas, and then Oklahoma, if we could win 2 out of 3s, we think our season would be 2 out of 3 of those, that we would be on track for a really good season. So we've done that. Now we've got to step up and play against the competition, right? Oklahoma, for lack of a better word, they're just not there.
Yeah.
They were bad.
They're not there.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee is. And if you don't think Coach Barnes isn't going to come in here trying to prove a point that his boys are a top 20 team,
yeah,
we got another thing coming. And that Carey, that big brother got embarrassed down in Tennessee.
Hey,
I don't think
quick.
that's going to happen at Rupp. I hope it does, but he's going to come in with a chip on his shoulder. Here, if the team doesn't come in ready and prepared on Saturday evening, it's going to be over quick.
Yeah.
Because you've seen Barnes before just try to drub him.
Yeah.
Sure. Josh, I have a question for you. And this is something that, as a former player, you can put your head in that situation. When we're sitting here at the end of the first week of February, what type of what's the word I'm looking for? Level of just consistency and efficiency should a team be playing with, rather to where it's not so like, okay, they're still trying to figure it out. Like, what should that flow look like? You know what I'm saying?
That's a great question. Because
like what type of headspace should the core 7 or 8 guys that play most of the game look like?
You have to treat every single game from the end of February to March like it's like you're in the NCAA tournament, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Every single game matters,
right?
And every possession is magnified, right? Those look, every turnover and everything matters. So, I think the biggest part is you just have to have a group of 7 guys who hold each other accountable, right? Because
that's a great point, Josh.
Yeah, because like a lot of times, like people like us, we're making comments about the coach, but at the end of the day, they're not playing, right?
True.
Like their resume is their resume, and they're in that position for a reason, right? Like,
sure. But who's in charge of making sure they hold themselves accountable?
Well, traditionally, it's the person who's like probably scoring the ball the most, right, or the person the most.
I would say it's the coach as well. But yeah, you got to have your on-court leader, without a doubt. Agreed.
Because a coach is only as good as the player on the court who's an extension of him.
Yes.
Like Coach Scott didn't have to get into us all the time because we had Dakota, Chad. We had so many people who would also be like, "Come on, let's get in the game," right?
You're right.
And that's that you establish over a period of time, right? Because even if you have 1 or 2 players who are trying to do that, it only takes for you to win 2 or 3 games that you're not supposed to win for you to be like, you know what, we can do this. We can carry go into the tournament. And so it just takes. This is a time where the velocity for winning starts. And if, to your earlier point, if they don't win these next, I don't know if they're going to beat Florida, but if they beat, I think if they beat Tennessee and Georgia, I like what the rest.
I do too. I agree with that. I agree. Yeah. I'm down with you on Florida, Josh.
I get it. 100%.
So here's one of the things I brought up to Austin. Like, one of the things I remember, and I want people out there that listen to understand, you're just not talking bullshit, because I saw you hold players when I was coaching accountable. One of the biggest things one of the most vivid things I can remember is we were doing the 2-a-days, getting ready for nationals, and it was one of our last practices, and we were running 17 crosses out of our ass. I probably 15. I don't know. I quit counting at one point. Well, we kept running because Andy would not run.
Yeah.
And you went over and grabbed his jersey and pulled him across and said, "I am not running anymore."
Yeah.
And he said, you told Andy, you make me run again, I'm going to bust your ass. And I'll
I
never
remember
forget that.
that.
I will never forget that. Andy was looking like, what in the hell?
When
Like,
I when I tell you, like, I've spent so much of my adulthood trying to forget those 2 a days. I don't think people know how I don't people don't think, like, how insane it is to do that when you're, like, in middle school. And, like,
right?
a lot of people never do 2-a-days. Even in college, you don't do that.
No.
Our practices were actually probably harder than some college practices I had.
My God, Josh, without a doubt. Without a freaking I got to college and I was like, dude, this is spring break, man.
Right?
What the
Right? Yes. Oh my goodness. Like, I would tell people all the time, my AAU in high school practice over prepared me for college.
Right.
Yeah.
Over prepared me. Yeah. So thank you so much for that, coach. Because
Well, no, man, that's what I was there to do. I just, you guys were so much fun to coach. Like, I can't. First, I've always said this. One great thing we had with our AAU team was parents. Parents, one, they would take care of the kids. I didn't have to do that. Two, they let me coach the kids the way I thought was best, and they never stepped in. My one did. Mr. Clay Uton would step in every once in a while, but not many others. Nobody else ever stepped in. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I love Clay, but Clay was the one parent that would step in and say stuff about the way I was coaching Dakota or something. But we brought a bunch of kids from so many different areas of the state, Josh. Think about it. Louisville, Northern Kentucky, Ashland, Tyrell was from Callaway. I mean, you know, we had them from all over the state, and we meshed together like a team like nobody else out there. I mean,
different personalities, different
yeah,
cultures, different family, different, at home
yes,
setups. And man, that's similar to think about how college
college,
recruiting goes. You're pulling dudes from all over the country. It's that same mesh that you got to put together and figure it out, right?
right.
So, in a way, it's the exact same situation at Kentucky.
And I think at Kentucky, what we did a lot of bonding stuff. Like we were always together. Like always. No, if we were at a pool chilling during the day, we were together. If we were here, we were together. And our bond became so tight. Like if one person messed with you, Josh, Austin, Dakota, they're going to kill him. Noah, they're all going to kill him. I mean, I'll never forget that fight in West Virginia when we were killing that team in the championship, and they turned around and tried to hit, who was it? You, Austin?
Yeah, probably me.
They tried to punch Austin, and Noah lost his ever-loving mind and went to kill him.
I probably looked the softest back then, so yeah, probably me. But
yeah, but I mean, and then Noah lost his mind, and I mean,
no,
everybody was fighting, because they went after Austin. I mean, it was just
also,
a lot of fun.
Yeah, and that level of chemistry and cohesion we had, like, started from you, though, right? And when you think about, like, the best teams in college, is the group of guys who really rock with each other outside of
Yes.
outside, who are extremely bought in. I can tell how successful a team's gonna be based off what they do outside of basketball. Like, are they really close outside of the court, right? Because if you're really close with somebody and you're literally talking to them, you best believe I got help, I got your back. Like that, like how you do anything is how you do everything.
Right.
And one of the I don't know if the Kentucky players, do they still live in that big house all together?
No. Some.
there's
Right.
there's no is there still Wildcat Lodge?
There's a
Actually, that's
Wildcat
great
Lodge,
question.
but it's NIL, Josh. These guys are getting these big ass apartments and renting houses, and
So
no, they're not all in the Wildcat Lodge together. Now, guess what though about last year's team? They were all in the Wildcat Lodge together.
And didn't they finished 12th in the country last year, went to the Sweet 16?
Yeah.
Do we know that for sure?
I not know for sure, but I have heard through rumors that I don't believe Oway lives there.
Yeah, if that's the case, that makes sense.
And I think JQ, I think his parents are here and he lives with them.
Yeah, yeah. And it shows up in the game. Like, when you think about all these kids kind of being on their own island, having their own contracts, that shows up in the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
That shows up in, right? Any successful college team I've ever seen, they were like this. When I was at Bellarmine, we did everything together.
Yeah.
everything every single day. We didn't even have time. Even when we had time to do anything, we wanted to sleep because we just seen each other every single
Right.
yeah. But we went to the Final Four. So, I think it just takes time to have that culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. And
yeah.
that on-court chemistry, it builds and builds over time. Let me ask you this. That UConn team that just went back to back a few years ago, the Florida team 06, 07, you think they had that chemistry out off the court and on the
Oh
court?
God, yeah. Yeah. Especially the UConn
absolutely.
guys. They used to talk about how that team does nothing but with one another. And I'll tell you, I just watched a show last night about Arizona basketball. Those guys never aren't together. They're either at practice, eating, workouts, or they all of them go to the movies together. They all hang out. They all live in the same place. I mean, like they're tight dudes,
And that's why they're
and
undefeated.
and they're balling, man. Like they're beating
they're-
everybody.
And they're the number one overall team right now.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
Josh, you can speak on this. Did you didn't play? You played for Charlie, and then
Charlie Coles and then Coach
yeah,
Cooper.
yeah, and then you had Pete in there as an assistant, and
No,
yeah,
he recruited me and then left. Soon as I
yeah,
got
he went, and now he's at Illinois State as the head coach.
yeah.
But Miami's on this unbelievable win streak. Your university, you think they have that cohesion?
1,000%. So I got the privilege to see them in November. Went there for alumni week, and Coach Travis, he was like, "These guys love each other, all 10 of them." And you know what? He plays 10 guys. It's a platoon.
I know he does.
We don't even see that in college basketball. It reminds me of how you used to play 10 guys.
Yep.
Used to play 10 guys. And then I was with them outside of just hanging out with some alumni everywhere together. Everywhere. So I think your record in college basketball is also a direct reflection of your chemistry off the court.
I agree.
It starts with coaching,
Yep. And Travis has done a hell of a job because, I mean, what they did to him at Xavier, and then his first 2 years at Miami were kind of tough, and now he's got that program rolling. And that's my big thing is I don't see a lot of. I think it's gotten better over the last few games. A lot of camaraderie between the guys. It seems like if they're walking off the court, you don't see a lot of them, like smacking hands or you know what I mean, like, or
Sure.
you don't see them. Yeah, like
during warm-ups, like the other day, I was like
God.
saying, whenever I'd warm up, I was slapping hands with the whole team as I
Yes.
was going to the back of the line and saying, "All right, guys, let's go."
These guys, it's
You
none.
don't see a whole lot of it.
They
Let
don't.
me segue real quick.
Okay.
From a recruiting standpoint, and we all know that it's nothing like it used to be.
No.
With NIL coming into the picture, and Josh, you can speak on this a little bit. Like, do you think your recruitment personally would have looked different, or would you have looked into different teams, or how much would it have weighed on your decision during your time as a high school senior looking to commit?
No, it would have been the exact same. One reason and one
Good
reason.
answer.
Just
Right.
because I didn't know anything. Your recruiting is only as good as the information you have access to. And when we think about recruiting now and even historically, I'm not saying there's a breeding ground for exploitation, but there's a big information gap. Like there's some colleges that I didn't know what an Ivy League school was until I was 20 something years old.
At Miami, and they're calling it a small Ivy League school.
Right? Like my mother didn't go to college. My dad is an immigrant, so I don't really know anything about college, right? So my mother, she went to Miami and she's like, "I like this place. It's close to home." So I was like, "All right, I'm out the hood."
Okay.
Right.
Okay, mama. Okay,
Yep.
mama, I'm going.
Yeah, but in
Yep.
retro, so
That was my main thing was, dude, I was like, I don't care where Josh goes. Just get him out of that damn hood.
yeah, for sure.
Just get him out of there.
So, but I think it would have changed with the whole transfer thing. I think that would change a little bit. Yeah, I think that would have changed a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
So,
you would have
like-
had the ability just to like, okay, 1 year, new coach. I'm not playing here. You know what I mean?
Right. So like, let me ask you this. Like, you weren't satisfied at the end of every season you played. I just know how you are.
There's no such thing.
Freshman.
No,
Right.
I was going to say,
so,
Josh,
like-
you ever satisfied?
unless you have to know.
Right? Right.
Right. So, like, I just feel like dudes, before they want to push themselves through adversity and fight through, it's okay,
Yes.
right,
Like part of
right, and
growing up,
and what does that teach
yes.
them?
Part of growing up is dealing with adversity and how you deal with it. Now, college basketball is giving these kids an avenue to, once the adversity gets really, really tough and hard, and they really got to start working to become one of the top 7 players, they leave
Yeah.
until they go to another school where they don't have to put in that time. You know what I mean? They just, it's a player thing. They either have that mindset or they don't. I mean, as a coach, I can push so many buttons. You know what I
Mhm,
mean? I can try and make you mad, make you whatever.
Mhm.
But if you don't have that mindset that you want to play, you want to win, not, oh, if this doesn't work out, I can just transfer. That shouldn't be a mindset. And I think that's a lot of mindsets in college
yeah,
basketball today.
yeah, and even from the coach's perspective, it's like, well, if I'm too hard on this kid, then
Is he
he's
going to
he's gonna
leave?
he's he's gonna up and leave. So it's like I'm afraid to hold them too accountable because, like, am I gonna push them out? So there's just so many moving parts where the coaches are trying to navigate it, the players are trying to navigate it, and it's just like everyone's just chasing their tail.
Do you see any resemblance of that with UK right now? Specifically, like players like resiliency, right? And also like the potential idea that, hey, it's okay because I can possibly go somewhere next
Oh,
year.
yeah, I see that on the
Yeah,
team right
so
now.
I mean, ask me that question in 2 months
Yep,
and,
but we've heard rumors about,
sure.
yeah, we've heard stuff, and I just it's just too easy. The one thing that I like that Pope did with the kids that are at the end of the bench, he redshirted 3 of them.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's got 3 red shirts sitting down there that can possibly, and this team's young. Like
Mhm.
J-Lo's can come back. JQ ain't coming back. Jesus. I don't even know why I
Cam
even tried to say that. Cam's
Cam
coming
Cam
back.
Cam Williams, I think
Yep.
Mo has 1 more year,
Mo has
but I
1
think
more
I
year.
think it'll be a huge testament to see who does come back and who
Chandler
doesn't.
has a Chandler has another 2 years, so
Chandler
I'm
Chandler ain't going nowhere,
nah, he loves
I
his
don't think.
boy.
Yeah. I have a question for you too. So,
Okay.
because both you all play college too, like based off how NIL is, what would you all change about the system right now? Obviously, there's a laundry list, but what are like the top 2 things you're like, if I was athletic direct president of the NCAA tomorrow, I would change 1 and 2. What would it be?
Number 1 for me, Josh, there would be a baseline number that kids could get paid.
Equity. That's good.
Yep. Like, I'm just saying, like,
In all sports or basketball?
in basketball, football, like, if you're a quarterback or whatever, let you're not gonna make more than $50,000 playing at a university. We're gonna make sure you get the education, you get all the food you want, the greatest housing you can at the University of Kentucky. Uh, you got you personal assistants and you got masseuses, and I just think there's gotta be
That sounds nice.
it does, a masseuse. It just gotta be where there's a baseline. This can't be paying one kid
You mean
3.5 and another kid 1,000,000.
you mean like baseline, like, as far as, like, a cap?
Yes, like a cap
Okay,
of what you can
okay,
pay a kid. Like, let's say
okay,
100,000, 50,000. That way
okay.
you don't have one kid making 3.5 who doesn't wanna play because he's making 3.5. You
Mhm.
got a kid over here making 700 and, $50,000, whatever, that's a ton of money, and he's working his ass off and he's not making half the money. I think all the players should make the same amount. You have the right to eat. You're making 50, 100,000 a year at college. You can buy the car you want, or they're going to give it to you. You can eat the way you want. I mean, it's just I think it's gotten out of control with the money.
Okay.
I really think it's gotten out of control with the money and the transfer process. I'll give you one transfer. Like you start somewhere, you got one transfer, you don't have set out, but you got one. After that, you can't transfer anymore. It's getting to be ridiculous that these guys are in 5 and 6 teams.
Sure.
It's just
I think, like, as far as NIL goes, I just want there to be there needs to be, like, clearly set guidelines,
yes.
and yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to having a cap, based on I don't know, and how do you how do you even navigate, like, what team is it, the cap just, like, all across the board, like, for the whole
Yes.
country, every university?
NCAA. This is
You know,
we're all playing with the same chips, man. You know
to
what I
where it's
mean? And
not
same
like to
cards.
where it's not just like whoever can pay the most has the best shot, at the
What
end
has
of the
killed
day.
Kentucky all year long? What do people say about Kentucky all the time? Highest
Oh, that
payroll in
whole
college basketball and can't win.
the day that came up on social media and I saw the $22 million number, immediately I thought, if this thing goes south, that
It's
will be
gonna
the
get
first
ugly.
thing everyone refers to. It just is. I mean, 20 what happened after we got beat by Michigan State?
First
Well, their
thing.
NI their
Highest
NIL
payroll
value
in the country and got beat by 20.
and their NIL valuation was 3.5 million for
Yeah.
the whole team, and they beat us by 18.
Yeah. I mean, so those
Yeah.
are the two things I just I get the business side of college basketball. I really do. I saw it when I was coaching you guys with the shoe companies. I mean, I get it, and I saw it with the
Sure.
assistant coaches when they were recruiting you guys, and I get the business side of it. But this is a college basketball game, and for the most part, these are kids. They're 18 to
Yes.
22 years old.
Yeah.
We're putting so much on an 18-year-old kid in today's world with basketball and sports. I mean, they have unbelievable pressure on them, especially at the University of Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
And
You got
right
guys like
now,
us chirping at them.
yeah, and yeah, right. Here's what I just want what's best for the players, and somehow they got to fix it. There's got to be guidelines. There's got to
Yeah.
be guidelines with the transfer portal. And if there's not, it's going to continue to do what it's doing, and they're just running wild.
Just snowballing. Wild West.
Yeah, and here, Jai, you brought up a point earlier about with the transfer portal and NIL, people want results right now with the NIL error, the transfer portal. That's why I think it's changed so much expectations about Kentucky basketball in general. Is we use the transfer portal really well, we pay our kids, and there's the pressure, right? I think if you put the guidelines in, everybody's playing with the same stack of cards. You don't have to worry about a Caleb Wilson who's dead set on coming to Kentucky. His dad loves it, says it's the best campus he's been to, and the next day changes to North Carolina because they pay him more.
Yeah.
I just don't think that's the right way to run college basketball.
I
Yeah.
agree.
And on top of that, your earlier point, coach, it de-incentivizes education,
What
and
reason do they have to go to class, Josh?
if anything, they should have their own unique curriculum. College athletes have their own curriculum, right?
Yes.
Here's what I think. I think that when it comes to NIL, I wrote about this in school, by the way. That
Okay.
Okay.
it should
Get it, Josh.
It should be paid on the back end, not the front end, right? And it incentivizes you not only to stay, but to graduate and to have a vested interest in your education and experience, right? And on top of that, when we think about like just paying these 18-year-olds like all this money, we don't think about it being a breeding ground for exploitation, but we're not setting them up for future success, right?
True.
And
Very true.
what are we doing? Imagine, Austin, you've been 18 years old and you're just going back to, Kentucky with $1 million. What are you going to do with $1 million?
I'm going to get a damn Ferrari.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a Ferrari, and I'm getting myself a penthouse. So no, I get it. Listen, I totally, 100%, I totally get it, Josh. I think that is a terrific point.
I think it's a great point. I think that's an outstanding point.
And it's not going to be a popular opinion because it's not immediate gratification, right?
But until we make those policy changes that doesn't incentivize this microwave culture that you all are talking about,
Yeah.
it's gonna happen like that. And on top of that, it's new. It's supposed to be the Wild Wild West. When anything,
Yeah, right. Right.
What else?
Go ahead.
What else does that incentivize, Josh? If they pay on the back end, that's going to make
I
me
can
want to
think of
play
all
my
kinds
ass
of
off for
things.
4 years.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish what you're saying. I'm sorry.
No,
What'd you
I'm
say?
saying that's gonna make me want to play my ass off for 4 years, right?
Or graduate. Put an incentive in there to graduate. Put an incentive in there for GPA. I mean, make incentives to keep you in class and graduate. And on the back end, there's your bonus.
Exactly.
You just earned it.
Courses, invest, real estate, things that on what you want to do outside of basketball.
Right.
Because spending money at 22 is different than 18.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, those 4 years are huge.
Yeah,
And growing as a person, as a man, those
yeah.
4 years are huge.
NIL I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I think NIL at times is good. I mean, I do see the good, but I also see the bad, you know?
Let me ask you this, and we all know the answer to this. Do coaches get bonuses based on postseason performance?
Well, absolutely.
Can we not contract in those into NIL agreements?
That's a great
And that will be the best.
Hey, I'm on to something now. Don't get me cooking. Let's go. I'm on to something now.
Let's go, twin.
I'm about to break my mic.
Yeah, exactly. Like it changes the whole game. We even see this in the NBA with the playing game, how they were incentivized to play harder because of that.
hard during the regular season. That's
Imagine in AAU how hard we would be playing if we got money for winning tournaments.
shit, dude.
We were doing it for shoe contracts. Imagine.
I don't know if it was possible to play harder, but I'd have been out there, and I promise you, my legs would fall off.
Yeah.
Man, if we'd have got paid to win tournaments, our last year, we'd have been damn rich. Shit. You ain't got to tell me nothing.
I'd still be submitting our roster in a tournament saying I'm 15 years old. Let's go, guys.
Yeah.
Meet me at the KBA.
Right? KBA champions, you get $1,000.
No, but in retrospect, like the stakes were so much higher because I remember you saying, "Hey, if we qualify and do this, we'll have a shoe contract next year." And I remember it's true. We ended up doing great, and I think we had a Reebok.
We did. We were Reebok with John Wall and those guys. And then I told you if with this, because they gave us half of they sponsored us half. They didn't, but they gave us shoes and unis. And then Duncan watched us play and said, "I want you guys."
Yeah.
And he said, "I'm gonna give you all the shoes. I'm gonna get," like, he was calling me consistently. Adidas wants you guys. Adidas. I mean, and I was one of the few coaches that Duncan couldn't tell who to have on his team, on my team. I told him point blank, "You want us, I choose." And he tried to put one kid on our team. He didn't make it, and he got pop addicted to drugs or something. And then next thing you know, we kicked his ass off team. Big left-handed Chris, you remember that dude? Long. He played with us in Arkansas when we won it.
Like one game or something, right? Or a couple
He was there the whole tournament, but he got hurt or something.
The real deal on the hill.
Yeah, when we won that one.
You know how intense it was for us and the environment that we went through in AAU. Think about these dudes now and how intense it is 15, how old are we? 18 years later, you know? and you got Kentucky sitting on the sideline, and you got North Carolina, and you got Louisville, and yada yada. Think about that now, and these guys going through that process, on top of the NIL crap that's being tossed at them.
Right.
Would you have coached differently, Coach?
Back then or today?
If NIL was like, if we kind of had that alluring, like, would that have changed, like, how you would even like advise us as far as picking college or anything?
No.
Hey, here's what I'm thinking. Coach would have been like, "All right, I'm gonna drag you to the side and say, whatever NIL agreement you sign, I get 10% of it."
I would have never said that shit.
I'm kidding.
I would have never. Nah, Josh, I coached the way I coached because I loved you guys.
Yeah.
That's why I coached so hard. And I don't think I was some great coacher. I wanted the best for you guys. That's all I wanted. I mean, and that's the honest God's truth. When I would, go pick you up down in Louisville or and you come stay with us, and all I ever wanted was the best for you guys. And that was, I saw it best to get you guys out of some of the situations you were in through the game of basketball. And I saw the talent you guys had, and I said, if I push this kid, you, Donovan, I push these kids, I can get these kids to college and get them out of the situation they're in. I just saw it, and that's one of the reasons I coached so hard, was for you guys. I mean, I didn't get anything for coaching. I didn't get paid or anything. Duncan didn't give me any money. And I did it for you guys. And
sure,
it worked. Like, all 10 guys are successful. I mean, I'm not. All 10 guys are doing well. I don't know about Tyrell.
You're being humble, coach, because I was talking about you like a few months ago, and I was saying, I was like, no, he's a great coach, but an even better person. And you literally changed the trajectory of all of our lives, right? And when you look at how successful you were, it's how we're all living our lives now, right?
Right.
You know, like that's the perfect representation of how hard you was. And all of us can vouch that you gave us the hardest practices of our entire life.
Yeah. Yeah, well, man, like we said earlier in the show, he put adversity right in front of our faces and said, "You're gonna bust through that going 100 miles an hour. Not because I think you can, it's because I know that you can, and I'm gonna teach you how to do that." Josh, is that not a perfect description of what he did for us?
100%. He did that in
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, you guys were, I mean, and still are. I mean, you're my damn family. I
Yeah.
mean, come on, man. Like, and I told this to Austin the other day, not one of you, if you were to call me tomorrow, that I wouldn't be there by the afternoon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not one of you.
Yeah.
I'd be there in a heartbeat.
I remember you saying that to me when I was in that exact same line when I was in 7th grade. I remember
Yep.
that. You
That's
said,
when I was getting you to come play for us. And I said, Josh, you need me. You call me and I'll come get you right now.
yeah.
And you were like, Coach, you don't need to come. I was like, I'll come get you. Like, and you were like, okay, coach.
Just be careful.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't get out of the car, coach. Never forget that one. Coach, just stay in the car. You're good. But no, you guys were great. I criticize Pope based on a lot of the way I coached because
Mhm.
I don't think soft coaches succeed. I just, you have to have some ability to be stern, and you have to have some ability to take kids that are right here on this level and bring them up to a whole nother level.
Sure.
That's what coaching is seeing that's your potential and then bringing them where they need to be. And if I can't do that, and if I couldn't have done that with you guys, I would have never coached.
Yeah, and
I mean,
especially when you're dealing with egos, like guys that are being brought into Kentucky
yeah,
and that are being paid like professionals. So
right.
it's like triple timed. You know what I'm saying? Like
It's there. Those
you
kids
can't
are
be you
under
can't be
so,
soft at all when it comes
yeah.
to
I mean, those kids are under so much pressure. You have to have tough skin to come to Kentucky. You have to, I mean, any major D1, you better be tough skin. I
Yeah.
mean, because somebody with a microphone is going to say some stuff like we do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And and I think Josh, you've kind of turned my mind. I'll give a little more time.
Yeah.
I
And
just
yeah.
I just want to see, and you might be saying that shit because you're a Louisville fan. I mean, let's get to the bottom of this. You might be saying keep Pope because you're Louisville. Fuck, you kidding me? I ain't dumb. I just figured that shit out. Let's go.
You smart, coach. You got me. You
Right,
got me. You
right.
got
I
me.
got you.
Yeah, that Patino connection. Yeah.
Right, right.
hey,
Junior and I were tight.
Oh
that's
yeah. Where's
good.
the coach at now?
Xavier, he's here in the
Yeah.
city.
Xavier. Yeah. I forgot that Sean Miller was at Arizona. I thought he was at Xavier, and then I look on TV. He's on Arizona.
He's at Tennessee or Texas now.
Texas.
Yeah, he got in trouble with Arizona.
But yeah.
Man.
So, but good times.
Y'all got anything else you want to hit? We
Yeah, like
good.
for the next game, like what do y'all think is
We
like
got
the
we got
the key ingredient for them?
Tennessee.
So we got
Key
Tennessee.
ingredient. Key ingredient Tennessee. Go ahead, coach.
Oh shit, for Tennessee, BG.
Yeah.
Okay.
BG's got to step up and play again. Him or Malachi have to have a game against these guys.
We need
And
we need
Mo,
that one tech from DG.
yeah, we need to get Mo needs to bang in this game. He's going to be a big key because he's got the body to go up against Carey. And the other thing is we can't let Gillespie get started shooting. That brother
Yeah.
gets on a roll and he'll light you up for 30 before you blink. And they're big. I mean, they're just big.
Yeah.
And Ament, I mean, they can play Nate Ament at the 3, 4, or 2. You know, when they go big and he's at the 2, they're ginormous. I mean, they're not as big as Florida, but they're big.
Yeah.
You know, and Ament is starting to play some ball. He had a good game the other night. He's getting confidence. You know, his shot looks good now. Austin and I talked about it, and I said Kentucky by 3, which is really at home a pick 'em. You know what I mean? I think it could go
Which
either way,
yeah, which is pretty
but I'm
much
picking the Cats by
1.5.
3. Yeah, and the spread's 1.5. So I told Austin at the game the other night I was taking the Cats by 3.
Which I have the exact same thing.
See?
I said 3, the exact same thing. It's gonna like the last minute, right? And
Yep.
yeah, I think if they eliminate second chance opportunities, eliminate
That's
their
the big thing.
Yeah.
eliminate their
How we've out rebounded, we've won. Every
Yeah,
game we've
and
out
hey,
rebounded, we lost.
exactly.
you know, Ortega had 8 rebounds the other night.
I didn't know that.
He had 8 rebounds. It may not have been. It may have been the game before Oklahoma, but that shows to where like Ortega can get his butt in there and help them out rebounding, especially when it comes to their offensive boards. There's
If you got
times where he's kind of hanging out, ready to get that snowbird and go get him a dunk. But I want him to get in there and help our bigs out.
the most successful Kentucky teams has always had a rebounding guard,
Sure.
you know?
Yes.
And if he can rebound, because you know he's a prolific offensive player, if he can rebound, that's going to be the game changer for sure throughout the year.
Yeah. True that.
Yeah, I think the big key, Josh, is like you just said, the rebounding.
Mm-hmm.
If we get destroyed on the boards, I think Tennessee could have a real easy time winning that game. But I don't know. I'm going to take Cats by 3.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's a home
by
game
3.
too, you know. And
Home game.
Prime
I'm gonna
time.
take 8:30.
Now, Josh, here's what I'm going to tell you about Rupp Arena the other night that shocked me in Austin. It was not full.
It was on a Wednesday. What day was it? Wednesday though.
Wednesday night at 9 in Lexington.
Okay, hear me out. Because I heard the last podcast and you said that.
Yeah.
And as I'm not too far removed from school, and I'm also a professor.
Right.
These kids have so much to do.
Right. I get that.
Like they're competing.
not in Lexington.
Not Lexington.
Back in the day. Good point.
You know what we were getting to the point was, Josh, is that in Cal's day, even at the end, you didn't see the upper arena empty.
Yeah.
You just didn't. And there was one whole section, maybe 10 people in it, behind the student section. The whole upper, maybe 10 people.
Let me ask you a question. When you think about Coach, obviously we're not going to compare him to Calipari.
Yeah.
But do you think in Kentucky there's this sense of like lack of confidence, faith, and trust in him? Is that what it is? Or is it just like going from having, a lottery picks every year to now completely having to build that, rebrand that, what Big Blue Nation means from scratch?
Here's what Austin and I have talked about this. When Pope came in, he came in roaring, like brought in the 96 team on the bus, brought him into Rupp Arena. I know the assignment. We're all about number 9. And he talked a great game. And over from that span till now, his talk has gone to almost gibberish at times. While he says he knows the assignment and everything, now like what people were getting tired of, Josh, is he was getting nasty with Tom Leach on a after a game. And he came out and was real short. And then one time he didn't show up after a game. And so people are like, okay, wait a minute. Your first year, everything's going smooth, blah, blah. Things get tough, and now you don't show up, you don't come out. And you know how the fans are. The Kentucky fans think they're the most important thing about Kentucky basketball.
Yeah.
And plain and simple.
We are, right?
We are, but
I think personally, that the displayed level of intense uncertainty on his face just really made me think, and I think a lot of other people, man, he looks like he's just absolutely clueless.
He looks lost at times.
Being clueless in that position, we're all like, shit, man, this ain't good.
Right.
What's going to happen, right?
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it, Austin. There's times where he looks just like he's clueless. And Josh, me as a coach, here's where he said things like, we're going to change our defenses. We're going to run good out of bounds plays. At the beginning of the year, they did none of that.
He's done a little bit more. He's made some.
He's doing it now. He's doing it now
because he listens to our show. He's tuned in live right now. He's actually in the background, tapped in, listening to every single word.
Yeah.
This is
Coach
actually
Pope, would you like to come
on
out?
the big screen at Joe Kraft as we speak. So say hi to the team, guys.
Right. But yeah, I think when he started to look clueless.
Yeah.
And then it showed up in the game that they were clueless. I think that really rubbed the Kentucky fans and basketball fans the wrong way because the look on his face looked exactly like the look on the player's face on the court. Mm-hmm. And I think people just thought they weren't prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
he's new. It's year 2, year 1.
Right.
Everything's public facing. You're supposed to be external as possible to get a bunch of now it's really time for him to focus on the players though. And it sounds like he's on that,
True.
I agree with you there.
And you know what? Just like we talked about a lot during this show, it's time for Pope to bust through that adversity right in front of his face, right?
I like that.
And the team. Go right through it.
Go right through it.
This is your opportunity, is what you tell them. It's your opportunity. What you do with it is up to you. Mm-hmm. You can make this season unbelievable, or you can sit back and say, wow, I wish we would have done this. Mm-hmm. It's up to you guys. I mean, and I just want to see Pope put him in the position to be successful.
100%.
Last question. You don't feel like they've underachieved this year?
Yes.
Or overachieved?
Under.
Right now, go ahead.
I'm going to say under based on injuries because we don't know what that team could have been like without injuries.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But as of right now, this moment, I think this team's overachieving. You know what I mean? The last few games, I think, not Oklahoma because they weren't any good, but the Arkansas game, those boys came out with a purpose, and we're not going to lose to you guys. No way.
Yeah.
And that's when I thought you could tell they stood up for Coach. They weren't losing that game for Coach Pope.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of turned
a little bit,
the whole corner with them on that because now, they weren't going to lose Arkansas because of Coach Pope. And I see more confidence in Pope now. I see the assistant coaches getting up and helping more now. And I think that's a course of him growing, especially in, the SEC that's just brutal. And I think the kids have finally got confidence in him that he's going to put them in a good position.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well said. I think overall, if we're looking at the whole season in its entirety right now, I'm going to say slightly underachieved just because if you're Kentucky, you don't get 30-piece by Gonzaga. You don't get 30-piece by Indy. In that fashion. And those 2 losses to me were just so magnified for Kentucky that
the Michigan State Gonzaga game just set a precedence at the beginning of the year that the fans couldn't get over. They just couldn't get past it. And then getting way down to Indiana and St. John's in the first halves, I think the fans just couldn't let it go.
Yeah. So I'll say underachieved for right now, but ask me that question again, late March.
Next week.
And
we'll know next week.
Ask me in about
right.
Yeah. I'll just leave on this and say this: no championship is won in January.
Nope.
Let's see how they do in February and March, and then I think that's probably a good barometer to see how well.
Yep. You know what you remember what I used to say to you guys when we would come in at halftime and be down?
No game is won in the first half. I
said no.
Yes, I do. I
get your ass out there and beat somebody.
It's crazy. I'm just now realizing this. So much of how I coached was based off shit that you used to say. No games were in the first half.
Right?
That's great.
You guys come in with your head down. I'd be like, what? Ain't no damn game won in the first half. What's wrong with you all?
Let's go get it.
Yeah.
Guys, we'll go ahead and wrap that up. This was BBN Unfiltered.
So much fun. Good to see you, Josh.
Special guest edition with my guy, Josh Sewell. He was a phenomenal basketball player. Maybe just a little bit better than me, but I don't know.
Yeah, Josh was one of my...
We're on the same team office. We got the same W's, baby.
Yeah, boy.
Name
2
W.
different roles. You know, you take 15 shots, I take 5, but you know, if I'm 4 for 5 and you're 6 for 15, you know, it's even, right? Hey, Josh, I appreciate you coming on. This
Absolutely. You
was
brought a great
definitely
insight to this, man. I really appreciate that.
100%,
Thank you so
without a
much for
doubt.
having me. Coach Kyle, it's always great to see you. And
Great to see you, brother. You know I love you.
yeah, love you more. Thank you for being you and changing my life. I appreciate you, Coach.
Man, damn. Thank you. That just hurt. That just hit. Thank you.
Yeah, no, you changed my life. I remember being 12, 13 years old, and you showed me new people, a new world. You showed me the United States. First time I've ever been out of Kentucky was
Yeah.
because of you.
We went a lot of places, man. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, so thank
Yeah.
you,
You're
Coach.
welcome.
Shout out, Coach.
Good to see you, twin. Our birthdays is
Hey,
coming up soon.
Yep. You guys getting old.
too
Hey, yeah.
old, too
Now,
old.
this summer, I'm just putting this out there right now. This summer, Coach turned 60.
60. Damn.
Yeah. And Ron
We
and I have
gotta
been talking about it, and we're going to try to get everybody that ever played for me in Georgetown and just have a great time at Ron and Carolyn's house.
and just do 1 full day of 2 days and then have a cookout.
Let me coach you one last time.
My hands are sweating from saying.
That's awesome. All right,
We
guys, I
will
got to
we'll
go.
end
I
it
got to
with
go
that, guys.
bartend.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Yes, sir. BBN Unfiltered, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Hit us
Josh,
up.
hold on for a sec.
We'll wrap it up. All righty.
Do you
All right,
have my
fam.
cell phone?